Now, the summertime is fast approaching and it's one of my favorite seasons. It goes without saying, I'm a teacher, so that's summer vacation for me when I'm not rewriting curricula or something like that. But I personally love the summertime, your freshies, your citrus fragrances, your oceanic fragrances. So in today's episode, I'm collaborating with my friend Scott from the channel Scott Aromatico, bring you 10 of our favorite summer fragrances. These are fragrances that I'm looking forward to wearing in the summertime, and this is going to be a niche list, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before we begin this video on our favorite summer fragrances, or at least fragrances that we're looking forward to wearing in the summertime, niche perfumes that is, I do want to start things off by mentioning that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Also, make sure to subscribe to my friend Scott's channel. It's going to be the first link down below in the description box. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified whenever we do upload future videos. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you take something of value from today's episode. Now, of course, since Scott is the guest on my channel today, let's go ahead and start things over with him. Let's see what you got, Scott.
Well, thank you, Stephen, so much for those kind words. I really appreciate it. Thanks again so much for giving me the opportunity to be back on your channel, and I am so excited about this topic. As Stephen has probably already mentioned, today we're going to be talking about our top 10 favorite summertime fresh niche fragrances. And because these are niche or luxury fragrances, a lot of these are going to be a little bit on the pricey side. And because they're usually citrus heavy or fresh or aquatic, you know, you're really not going to get a lot of longevity from these fragrances. But what you are going to get is just this fresh, gorgeous, well-blended citrus aquatic fragrances that are just so amazing and invoke a beautiful time in the summer. So let's go ahead and get started. The first fragrance I'm going to be talking about, of course, is from Navitas. And if you guys have heard of the fragrance reviewer called Dallas from Chaos Fragrance, I'm going to be talking about this fragrance right here. This is a fragrance from the master perfumer himself, Francis Kurkdjian, and this one is called Soleil Matin. And man, is this a beautiful fragrance. Let me just go ahead and spray it real quick. Gorgeous atomizer. Oh man, do I love this fragrance. This is a very bright, citrus heavy fragrance, a citrus bomb, if you will. You've got mandarin on the top, you've got lime, orange, lemon, grapefruit, just absolutely gorgeous and sweet. That pepper helps balance it all out. In the dry down, you've got some woody nuances, a slight touch of ambroxan, and just a gorgeous musky fragrance. And how I often describe this fragrance is with a Lionel Richie song. I say this fragrance is easy like a Sunday morning because it is just so bright and uplifting and gorgeous. And then it just, when it starts to dry down, it just really has this beautiful calming effect on me. It just reminds me of, you know, drinking my orange juice, eating my breakfast, you know, with a morning paper. The birds are singing. You're out there on the porch and you're just all by yourself. Maybe you're drinking your coffee. This fragrance is just really light and airy and calming. For that reason, it's one of the fragrances on my list. All right, guys, keeping it moving. The next one I want to talk about, absolutely amazing presentation. This is from the house of Atelier des Ors. This one is called Riviera Lazuli. Man, is this fragrance amazing, and the presentation is even gorgeous. It's got these gold flakes sitting in the bottle. You've got the seahorse on the cap, which is absolutely amazing. And then, of course, in the back, you've got that sunburst. But how does it smell? Well, I can tell you it smells absolutely amazing. Let me go ahead and spray it real quick. Whew, is that good? And by the way, the cap is so heavy. But guys, this fragrance is so, so good. It may be light on longevity. You're probably going to get about 6 hours on your skin. But man, it's all about the scent with this one. This one really does invoke the Italian Riviera. You've got that zesty lemon. You've got the cypress note in here. In case you're wondering, a cypress tree is those tall, skinny, almost kind of looks like an evergreen tree you see growing in Italy. If you see any movies or watch any videos, or if you've ever been to Italy, they're those tall, skinny trees you see in the background. And I just imagine the wind blowing through those trees, hitting that sea air, and that's what you get with this fragrance right here. There's a little bit of bergamot in here. It's slightly woody from the cedar, and it's just a bright, uplifting, fresh summer fragrance that really does invoke the Italian Riviera. And I actually got this one for a good price at Max Aroma. So don't forget to look online at discounters to save your money on some of these more expensive niche fragrances. The next fragrance on my list is from Kilian. This one is called Moonlight in Heaven. And man, did I fall in love with this fragrance. instantly. Let me spray it real quick for you guys. There's just something so addicting about this fragrance. I really, really love it. It's so sweet, it's so tropical, it's aromatic. You know, all that sweetness is balanced out with some pink pepper. You've got a grapefruit top, lemon, and then that mango and coconut together is absolutely amazing. There's a fantasy note in here that's a rice note. That rice note just really makes this cozy. And in the dry down, you've got a slight touch of vetiver and then tonka to give it a vanilla, you know, base that just smells so, so good. This is such an amazing unisex fragrance. Anybody can wear this, women, men. It's so good. And this is just the perfect vacation summertime fragrance because it's so fruity and tropical. Next one on my list is from the house of Nichane, and this is called Ege. I love, love, love this fragrance, guys, but let me just go ahead and spray it real quick. Oh, man, is that good. So what you've got in the top of this fragrance right here is some violet leaves that give this a really nice, fresh, cucumbery vibe. You've got the fruit yuzu, which is a bittery, citrus-like scent. Then you've got the mint, which really comes out strong as the fragrance starts to develop. There's this licorice note in here that I barely pick up. I detect it, but it's not all that strong. But all in all, guys, this is a very beautiful, fresh, slightly aquatic, with some green nuances, almost shower gel-like vibe. And I know that probably isn't appealing to a lot of you since this is a niche fragrance. You're like, shower gel? But it's unlike any fragrance you've ever tried. It's blended to perfection. The quality of this is absolutely amazing. So it's really, really a great fragrance to have in your collection. Maybe is it a little bit overpriced? Maybe so, but a lot of niche luxury fragrances are. And you're paying for a vibe, you're paying to be invoked, you know, to just have this fragrance transport you, and this fragrance really does transport you. It just reminds me of being on a yacht somewhere in Greece, or who knows, maybe I'm in Santorini just sipping on a gorgeous drink overlooking the beautiful waters. But this one is just such an amazing quality, and it's just so fresh and aquatic. I love the mint in this, and it just works really well on my skin. I get about 4 to 6 hours on my skin. Last but not least, guys, another summer freshy fragrance in the niche categories from BDK Parfums, and we're talking about this one right here. This is called Citrus Riviera. Man, is this fragrance so gorgeous, you guys. Let's go ahead and spray it. Heavy cap, by the way. Great atomizer, pressure sensitive. Woo, is that good. Wow. That might be my favorite of all the ones I've sprayed so far, guys. That's so fresh and clean and aquatic. Zesty lemon, sweet mandarin, a fig note in here as well, some aquatic notes. Got a little bit of greenish vibe going on, and then there's a strawberry note in here as well that I'm detecting ever so slightly, giving it a beautiful sweetness. There's vetiver here in the dry down. It becomes musky with that beautiful tonka. Man, this thing is blended to perfection. It's beautiful, bright and airy. It reminds me of a sunshiny morning. As the sun's coming up, you're on vacation, you're getting up, and the world is full of all kinds of possibilities, guys. Definitely get about 4 to 6 hours on my skin, and like I said, with a lot of summertime freshies, you're not going to get anything more than 8 hours. So, guys, there you have it. Those are my 5, Steven. I can't wait to see what you're going to bring to the table. Thanks again so much for having me. It really means the world to me. I'll turn it over to you, Steve. Thanks again.
Those are some great picks. Thank you so much for sharing. A lot of variety in that list. The Nichane especially is one of my favorites. Thank you so much for sharing, Scott. And with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into my list. And I'm going to go through this quickly. The first fragrance that I want to talk about by 6 Scents Parfum is called Urban Tropicalia. Now, of course, this is a project that was started by Joseph Cortana. You might be familiar with Parfum Cortana. This has cinnamon, freesia, apricot, green apple. It opens up very fruity. It has this juicy, ripe quality about it. It's so good. The performance is actually very good as well. I've had the opportunity to do a video on this one, so a quick YouTube search will definitely pull that up. Urban Tropicalia is a great fragrance by 6 Scents Parfum. The only downside to it is that I think it's sold out at the moment. There might have been like a very limited run when it was re-released, and so this one is great. If you you have the opportunity to get your hands on it, I think it's worth owning. Speaking of fruity fragrances, there's also Jardin Exclusive by Mancera. So this fragrance is very juicy, very fruity. It actually reminds me a lot of Erba Pura by Sospiro, which is now a Xerjoff fragrance, and it has very strong lasting power, the longevity, the projection. All Mancera and Montal fragrances last a very, very long time. And Jardin Exclusive, it's green, it's fruity, it's juicy, and it has a lot of exotic fruits in here. I don't know if it's melon or passion fruit or what, but it smells amazing. I'm personally a fan. And of course, with that, I'm also looking forward to wearing a fragrance that I personally worked on by Navitus Parfum. This one is called Away. This fragrance is composed by Jorge Lee, who is basically the perfumer for so many unique luxury fragrances, Nishane, Algabra. Very accomplished perfumer. I've had the opportunity to meet him and interview him on my channel as well. But this fragrance has coconut, incense, yuzu. It's such a unique, fresh fragrance for the summertime. There's a ton of citrus in the opening, but I'm getting mostly yuzu from it. And I was so impressed when he submitted the mods for this fragrance to me. And so as the creative director, I'm proud to say that this is a fragrance that I've had a hand in composing, and I hope you have a chance to try it. Links are going to be down below. Of course, there's also one of my favorites from the brand, Roja Parfum. I have about 24 fragrances from this brand, easily a couple dozen, and this fragrance is one of my favorites. The white florals in here, the citrus in here. This is also a very, very long-lasting fragrance, and this one is called Oceania. Absolutely incredible. If you haven't tried Oceania, I'm gonna leave links down below. You absolutely must try it. This is a favorite for the summertime. Elysium is a favorite for the summertime. Oligarch is a favorite for the summertime. And of course, Burlington 1819 has a very nice sort of grapefruit and suede leather combination. Really, really incredible. And another fragrance that I want to talk about, this one is by the brand Xerjoff, and this one is called Torino 21. This is from the Join the Club collection, and this one is citrus and mint. Oh boy, there's so much going on in this fragrance, and I am a huge, huge fan of this fragrance. You know, I was almost going to put Neo on this list, and Neo has the cardamom, it has this green citrusy component to it that I truly love, but there's just something about Torino 21, one of the more recent releases from the brand, and I haven't worn it as much as I've worn Neo, which I've been wearing for like almost a decade now, but I love this fragrance so much, and there's so much to explore this summertime. I know now is the time when people are probably thinking about, what do I want to make my signature scent this summer, right? What do I want to purchase for the upcoming seasons? All 10 of these fragrances mentioned in our collective lists are fragrances that will serve you very, very well. A lot of uniqueness, a lot of originality, a lot of great performance, and a lot of really nice variety. And so thank you, Scott, for being on this channel. I appreciate your contributions. Congratulations on the upcoming milestone, which I'm sure you're going to hit very, very, very soon. Thank you all so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, or if you took something of value from today's episode, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Make sure to subscribe to Scott's channel as well. First link in the description. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified on future uploads. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you took something of value from today's episode. Thank you for watching. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.